Welcome to Ebsfleet International, everybody. This is Train Sim World 3 and we are on the southeastern high speed. And we just spawned on foot. Let's take a look at the PIS. We're going to catch the 723. It's the Margate train, but we're going as far as Ashford International, I should say. Dynamic weather is on, so it looks a bit cloudy, so I'm hoping that we get some changes in the weather. That would be nice to see. Let's just wait for the train to come in. These are the lower platforms, of course, at Ebsfleet. You can see on the right there's the usual Ebsfleet. Over to the right, here's our train coming in. And a telltale sign, we've got a train coming in, everybody walking down the platform. In the new baseball caps, I might add. So we're just going to have a run down to Ashford International. It's not a long journey, it's high speed all the way, which is very nice. On the previous southeastern high speed, I always wanted to do a little bit more at high speed, but we just had that one section, and then we changed to the third rail for the rest of the journey. With this, we've got this big stretch, we've got this additional stretch now. So here it is. Once it gets in, we'll jump in and we'll take over the service. We will take over. I think everything should be pretty ready to go. Put all the safety systems on, KVB and the TVM. UWS, DSD. Lights are okay, they're in day running. Okay, so we're good. It is 7:23, so we can get underway, get the doors locked. So it's 32 miles down to Ashford from Ebsfleet. The other thing is that we took over the train, the power was ready to go. We don't need to do any kind of power switch over. This is all using the overhead lines from Ebsfleet. So we can take it up to 100. Initially, we've got a 130 coming up. Keep an eye on those clouds. I'm actually hoping we see some rain by the end of this journey. 32 miles, so it's a decent stretch. So hopefully the weather will change. I think that's going to make a massive difference, the weather. The surfaces are just going to look so much interesting going forwards. So we have got a 225 there on the TVM. Remember, because we're using the high speed system, it's in kilometers per hour on the high speed sections. So just to let you know, this is the PC version. Again, we will be moving to the PS5 once that's released. So this is PC version. This is early access footage. So you may see a few things in this that are changed in the final build, just to let you know. So all this section is new. There's this section, there's a section down to Dartford, which we covered in the previous video. Go and check that out if you've not seen that. We ran that in the 465. Once you get down to Ashford, there is the depot. There's plenty of places to explore down at Ashford. It's quite a big area. So the gameplay and the map has been expanded quite a lot. I'm looking forward to doing a lot of this on foot as well. The collectibles will be there, and the collectibles do stretch over the new areas of the map, so there's plenty of chance to go and explore. This is quite a high gradient, isn't it, as well? We've got a bit of a climb going on. 225 on the TVM, we're on 175 kilometers per hour just now. Still looking cloudy in front of us. And there's a lot of excitement for the new Southeastern High Speed, and I'm just wondering what the most popular route is going to be of the three that get released with Train Sim World 3. This one will be very popular. I know there's also been plenty of noise for the other two routes as well, so it's going to be difficult when it releases to choose which to jump straight into. I think if you've got a personal preference on the US, UK or Germany stuff, I think that'll make your mind up for you, but you're going to have to try and balance it out and play all three of them in equal measure. And then of course the DLCs will come over, so everything that you owned in TSW2 will then be imported, and then we've got another problem because we've got to go back to those as well, which is it's a nice problem to have, but it's where to start. And of course in the UI, once everything is loaded up, in the UI you've got the quick drive option where you can let it choose a service. So there's another option. If you can't quite decide where to start or what to do on a particular day, use the quick drive option, and that'll just throw you into one of your available trains, and you might get a nice surprise service there that you've not run for quite some time. So there's a lot to look forward to, I think, with this, and a lot of good improvements. Right, how are we doing? We've got 25 miles to Ashford, due in at 7:42. Bit of an outside view of the Javelin. We actually had the door open there. That's not recommended at this speed. Don't forget on this route as well, there's going to be some services for the TGV as well, which is quite exciting. There's 3 or 4 services for the TGV. So again, another opportunity to use the high speed. So I'm quite looking forward to that as well. That is one of my favourite trains in the game, I have to admit. It's interesting, I didn't know you could run with the door open actually, but obviously you can. Let's see the tunnel lighting. We've got a tunnel coming up right now. That is nice. Another Javelin passing us going the other way. We're on a downhill gradient just now. It's a long tunnel, this. The lighting's good. The headlights actually do make a difference now, which is nice to see. You can actually see around the tunnel itself. We're just about to come out of the tunnel. Let's see the lighting. So there is the iris effect. You saw it go from bright as your eyes adjusted back to daytime. Much more realistic. 19 to go. The soundproof fences there. The interior looks brighter as well. The dials there on the driver's desk when we're in a tunnel seem to be a little bit more illuminated than they were before. Maybe that's just me. It just seems a bit brighter. So there's probably been many little tweaks and improvements that we don't actually know about, that we haven't been told about, which we may just notice. If you watched the 465 video yesterday, I was commenting that I thought the sounds of the levers being pushed backwards and forwards seemed different to me. So maybe there's been, you know, tweaks to sounds on a lot of the locos. I know the Class 66 for this for South Eastern High Speed has a completely new sound set, so I'm looking forward to driving that. That again is always been, you know, even since the Great Western Express, that's been one of my favourite locos to drive, and now with this new sound set it's going to be a completely different experience. So again, looking forward to that, and we'll cover all this as well over the coming weeks. There'll be plenty of Train Sim World 3. It's going to be the hot topic. $15 to go. TVM still giving us a 225. These track gradients as well, you can actually see the track going up and down, which is very nice. I've got my fingers crossed for this weather. I want the weather to change. I want to be able to show you the weather. See on the map where we are. Ashford down at the bottom, marked by our objective marker. Trying the horn out there so you can hear it, but these cabs are well insulated unless you're running with a door open, as we were doing at the beginning, so you don't hear a lot of it within these cabs. What I do like about being in the cab, you hear the rattling. You know, going at this speed, everything's rattling, which is quite a nice effect. And that will have been captured as well inside the actual cab of a 395. So, you know, all that sound is legit, which is also quite nice. So we've got 10 miles to go into Ashford. Won't take us long now. I can't tell if it's getting brighter, you know. Still very cloudy. It's been cloudy the whole journey, but there are pockets of sunlight poking through. We've still got 9 miles. There's still a chance for the dynamic weather to kick in. I think you're going to notice it a lot more if you are on, for example, Cajon Pass. If you're doing a 2 to 3 hour service on Cajon Pass with the dynamic weather switched on, you're definitely going to see something change there over that course of time. You may see several changes in the weather actually, given the distance. Nice wide section here. There is the depot whistle, which is another nice feature. And down at Ashford with the depot, we will get to use that. It'll be nice to manoeuvre around at the depot in the Javelin. We didn't get to do that in the old one, did we? We were just pretty much A to B. There were no depot movements or anything like that. So all those types of things are welcome additions in my eyes. Lots more playability. And the TVM is flashing, it's going to reduce us. So we need to get ready for that reduction. Should go to 200. We're under that already. 4.2 miles to go. So there is the 200. The 200 is flashing, so it's going to take us down further. It's just slowing us down, ready to come into Ashford. So I believe it will be a 180. A 180 is next. $160. I'm going with 160. There we go. The weather's definitely changing. The brightness I mentioned poking through the clouds is gone. It seems to be becoming very, very overcast, very grey. I'm hoping for some rain. We've got 2.6 miles as a Javelin passes us on the right. TVM is flashing the 160, so we need to get that down. We need to be getting down to 100. This has to be rain ahead. There we go. It came up good for me. Right, so the rain's actually quite heavy now. But you can see how clever that dynamic weather is. You could actually see changes in the clouds and changes in the sky, how bright the sky was. It was almost as if something was going to happen. I couldn't quite tell what. I thought it was brightening up and going the other way, but now it's raining cats and dogs, as they say. Couple of minutes now out of Ashford. So let's start to slow it down. Just a few hundred yards to go. So yeah, this was a first look at Ebsfleet down to Ashford. Hope you guys are going to enjoy this. It was a nice run. Around 20 minutes it's taken us to get down from Ebsfleet. This is Ashford, which is quite big. It's quite a big station, isn't it? And I haven't even visited the depot yet. But look at the rain on the platforms. The platforms now look wet. It looks real, almost. So we just need to bring it to a nice stop. Get the doors open. Yeah, the weather's brilliant. It looks almost lifelike, doesn't it? But that's our run down to Ashford. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining me, and we'll be back with lots more TSW3 over the coming days and weeks. So leave me a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.